Take ownership. What does taking ownership actually mean? To each and every person, it could mean that you're taking ownership of like your home, you're taking ownership of your car, you're taking ownership of what you've purchased. But let's take it a step further and let's take ownership of what we're doing. Let's take ownership of our actions. Because money is a result of the actions taken. And that is a given. Nobody can dispute that in any way, because the actions you take every day will result in the amount of income you have. Simple, right? So when you take ownership of what you're doing, I mean, every day you should take ownership of, I did that, I did that, I did that, I should have done that. Whatever it is, take ownership of what you've done. And when you do that, you're taking ownership of not just your actions, but you're taking ownership of your vibrations. So you're taking ownership of yourself. And most people don't do that. They don't take ownership of themselves. And I'm finding that to be more and more and more as we go through everything the world is going through right now. That most people won't take ownership for themselves. They won't take ownership for everything that's happening in their world. They won't take ownership for their finances. So if you're one of the people that is just waiting for a handout, waiting for someone to step in and bail you out, help you out, you're not going to get the lifestyle you want. You will never have what you desire most in your life until you take ownership of what you have now. Because life runs in the now. Everything about us, everything with us is all based on right now. That's the universal laws. The universal laws cannot work in the future until it is the future. But what you do now will determine what your future is. Because what happens is you put these things in place, you put the steps in place that create the future. So you're working in the now always and forever. You're always working now. Tomorrow will be now. The next day will be now. So when you take ownership of everything you're doing, take ownership of your actions. Are you taking the actions you have to take to get where you want to go? Not the actions you want to take. I mean the actions you have to take. Because there are certain actions and certain systems and certain strategies that if you don't use them, if you don't take them, you're not going to get to that step. You're not going to get to where you want to go. So by taking ownership of yourself and mine alone, no one can take that from me. When I take ownership of me, I'm taking ownership of myself. And no one can take what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, what I'm saying, or how I am away from me. Because that's taking ownership. So take ownership of the actions you're taking. If you have actions where maybe you help people, you could be taking the action steps to be a great life coach. Or maybe you're a mediator for people to work through their difficulties. It could be you are an affiliate. You have your own business. It could be whatever steps you're doing. Take ownership of your success. Take ownership of your failures. Because a failure just means a stepping stone to that didn't work, but this is going to. So as you're working through your ownership steps, be consistent on taking ownership and saying, I did that. I am amazing. I am so happy. And have an open mind that everything is attached to nothing. When you have a mind open to everything, but attached to nothing, that just opens you up to receive more and more of what it is you're resigning, what you're wanting, what you're feeling, what you are envisioning, all the above will come together in its time. So I want you to look at what you're taking ownership of right now. Right now, what are you taking ownership of in your business as you're growing your business, as you're getting to that next level? What are you taking ownership for? I mean, really, think about what you're doing. Did you get up early? Did you go through your morning routine? Did you leave anything out? Did you put something off? I'll do that later. You know what they say about later? Later never comes. How many times, let me just give you this little metaphor. How many times have you started a project? I mean, whatever the project was. And you kept putting off parts. You started it and you put it off. Started it, put off it again. Put off the next step. Put off the next step. And before you know it, it's 6 months down the road and you still haven't completed that project. Take ownership for that. That just shows that you've made enough excuses that one day the excuses are going to weigh you down. The excuses will take over. Depending on what you're doing, I mean, there's certain things we do. I understand that we are propagating a video and it takes time for it to propagate. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about when you're loading something on and you got to wait for it to load because the system is slow or your Wi-Fi is not fast. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about different steps you've taken in your life, different steps you've taken for your business. And you've started, you've got a few things done, you've done some here, you've done some there, and then, I don't know. I just, it's not working out right. I have to take a break. Oh, I have an ache, I have a pain, I have this, I have that, whatever it is. Take ownership for what you have not completed. Not just what you have completed. Take ownership for what you have completed and have not completed. So you know what? I slacked off. I did not do that. I did not finish that. That's all on me. I slacked off. When you do, you take ownership for that. There's this little trigger in your subconscious, in your mind, that's going to acknowledge that. And of course, it wants to give you more of that, but you have to fuel that back by giving that energy of, this is changing because I am changing it. I am changing what this is doing for me. I am changing how I am. I am changing. You're taking ownership. This is my life and this is what I want. And feel it, say it, do it. What is the life you want to take ownership of? What is the lifestyle you want? See it, feel it, do it. Ingrain yourself in it. Visualize it. Because right now, if you're on that path where you're off on a tangent, you're just constantly complaining about this and that and this and that and this and that, you're just bringing yourself and everyone around you down to a level you don't want to go. So if you're there, and if you're not, if you know someone that's there, it's really hard sometimes to distance yourself from that. But take ownership of knowing that you're there and you are going to move yourself vibrationally out of there. That's the only thing that I've seen and I've heard of come about for that. And a lot of this is coming from Tony Robbins and everything he teaches. And it's eye-opening and it's enlightening when you can take ownership of your life, take ownership of what you're doing, and take ownership of who you are. That's very important that you do that, because taking ownership of what your steps are in your business. If you want to get your business to be profitable, if you want to be successful, you have to get rid of the crap that's holding you back. You have to get rid of the crap that's holding you down. And I understand our world is upside down. But you can look above and beyond that when you need to. You don't have to stay focused on what the crap is. You can stay focused more on what your income is, what your outcome is, and what your ownership is. That's okay. If you like this, if you don't, please leave a comment and let us know what you need, what we can do, and how we can help enlighten you to help you to take ownership of your life and what you're doing. Okay? So please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to see more and more comments and concerns out there about what's going on and how you're taking ownership. Okay? And please, why don't you share on the FB and see what we can do there to get this to go around and make it more for everybody. Okay? Okay, friends, I will talk to you later. Have a super great day, and my blessings and good wishes to you. Okay, bye-bye.